Well, it is cold outside, and if it's cold for you, then it's cold for your pet, too. That's something to keep in mind as we head into the winter months. In our Find a Friend segment, sponsored by our friends at Rascal Animal Hospital, we have a lovable, adoptable pet who was rescued from a neglect situation. Joining me now is Michelle Gonzalez from Animal Rascal Hospital and her friend of the day. Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
This is a wonderful dog.
He is a great dog.
And sadly, he was neglected.
He was neglected. His name is Sun-Tzu, and he was rescued. He's currently with the Perry County Humane Society in Perry County, Ohio. He's a Chinese Shar-Pei, and it's kind of a sad story with somewhat of a happy ending. He was tied outside with improper housing, no food, no water, for all his life. And finally, somebody complained 3 times before they actually were able to do something about it, and now the Perry County Humane Society has him.
One of the questions I wanted to ask about neglect is obviously people called. Is that what you should do if you see a pet?
Absolutely. You should never do it on your own. You don't know the person that has him. You don't know if there's going to be any violence or anything like that. Second, they can charge you with trespassing and even stealing because animals are property in Ohio. So if you have any concerns, the best thing is to call. Also, we have our pets inside of the house. They sleep in our beds. Our idea of well-being is different than what the minimum standards of care are. So we want to make sure that it truly falls under abuse and neglect, and it's not just somebody, doing the least
amount, and then
exactly.
They can't take that pet away. But it is good for everybody to keep an eye on all those other pets they may see in the neighborhood that don't look like they're
right. Exactly. Like with his case, he was tied outside. He did not have proper sheltering. He did not have food and water. He was skin and bones. He's actually, as skinny as he is, he was 10 pounds less. He was positive for heartworms, intestinal parasites. I mean, this poor guy hasn't had a good chance, and now he is on
ready
his road
to go, ready to
yeah.
be adopted, good for a family. He seems
Absolutely. He's great with people, with kids, with other dogs. He is fantastic. He's not trained, so he needs somebody that will spend time with him.
The other topic we wanted to discuss today, obviously we want somebody to hopefully adopt a son here, is pets eating things that they're not supposed to eat. And apparently you saw this last week. You just had a boat full of
We had 6 total surgeries for foreign body removals. Anytime that we think about them eating something inappropriate, we think about them getting into food and that kind of stuff, even when they get in the trash. But a lot of danger is in objects that they can find even at home. We've had dogs that ate coins, one ate a battery, another one was just a rawhide. And some of these dogs, a lot of people think of the puppies, especially like lab puppies, that get into everything. One of our patients was a 10-year-old dog without a previous history of eating anything inappropriate. So binkies, anything that they can see as a toy. We actually removed part of a pacifier last week.
How does somebody know that their dog has ingested something, and what are some signs?
The biggest symptom is vomiting, and a lot of the times an obstruction doesn't make him sick as far as it doesn't give him a fever or anything like that, so they're happy, healthy otherwise. They eat, the food cannot pass through, so they regurgitate it. So if a dog is vomiting multiple times, that definitely is a signal to get him radiographed. If you have any concerns at all that your pet has ingested anything, definitely want to take him in. And then that's what the veterinarian will do is after an examination, get radiographs, see if that's what it looks like. There are some small foreign bodies that can pass on their own, but some of them do require surgery.
The ones that you had this week, did you have to do a couple?
All 6 of them had surgery.
6 of them? Oh
6 of them had surgery, yeah.
And what would make a dog want to eat something? Like you said, this dog for 10 years never did it before.
Exactly, and there's nobody really knows what drives them to do that. Exactly, it can be boredom, it can be something that catches their interest, it can be something that they feel that you're paying more attention to that than
me. So yeah, I want
right, exactly. So there's no real way of knowing what it's going to attract to them. You give them a toy and they may ignore the toy, but then they eat the sock or they eat something else. So tennis balls are another thing. That was one of the patients that we had was chewing on a tennis ball and took a pretty big piece, and that got stuck. So we got to be really careful.
We do have to be careful, especially with the holidays and foreign objects.
Right, exactly. And with the holidays, like tinsel is really dangerous for cats. It's very attractive to them, and they ingest them, and that can cause really serious problems.
I can understand that. Well, we want to get Sun adopted. One more time, where should folks go if they want to adopt this?
Perry County Humane Society who has them, and their website is perrychs.com. And in it has all the information, and they also, they're a nonprofit, so they work with donations. So anybody that wants to donate towards this care, they would appreciate that as well.
Great. Nice to see you, Dr. G.
Nice to see you too.